Guys, today we have an early review of set number 76959, the Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Triceratops Research. This set is going to come out on June 1st, 2023. It includes 281 pieces and is going to retail for $50 USD. You do get two solid minifigures in the set, being Dr. Ellie Sadler, Dr. Ian Malcolm, and a Triceratops dinosaur. On the back of the box, you can see some better images of the actual set. Inside the box, you do get one instruction booklet, as you guys can see here. It's not too thick and shouldn't take you too long, but you do also get two paper bags, which I thought is pretty nice. So the Triceratops does come in two parts, and it will come in the paper bags, which I think is awesome. I'm all for Lego and their paper bags, so it really is nice to see them incorporate some more paper into their Lego products. Now let's take a look at the actual minifigures. So the first minifigure that we're going to be looking at today is Dr. Ian Malcolm, and overall, I think he's a pretty solid minifigure. Unfortunately, he does not have any arm printing or any leg printing, but I'm not surprised for a $50 set. Of course, you can see the belt going around his waist, and he does have an exposed chest, which I think is pretty interesting. On the back of his torso, he does have some lines just to show the creases in his jacket and stuff like that. He does have the necklace around his neck as well. He does have two face expressions, one where he's smiling and then one where he's kind of disgusted, because obviously this set deals with manure and poop, so I think that is pretty appropriate for this set. He does have the long black hair, which I think is fitting, and he does have the glasses around the face. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent minifigure. I would have definitely loved to see maybe an extra minifigure thrown in the set, but that's not the point. Now let's move on to Dr. Ellie Sadler. Moving on to Dr. Ellie Sadler, she's kind of different in this set. She does have some manure stains on her torso, which I think is pretty interesting. So she, as you guys can see on the pink, she does have some brown spots. Then underneath her shirt, she does have that blue shirt. You do have her belt going around her waist, which I think is pretty interesting. And then on the back of her torso, you can see the creases just showing where her jacket folds, but also you can see those brown manure spots. The legs have dual molded legs, which I think is pretty interesting. She does have the tan pants and boots, but then she does have the exposed skin around her knee area, which I think is pretty interesting. She does have her hair pulled up into a ponytail, which I think is fitting and different from the other 4+ set that I already reviewed. She does have two face expressions, one where she's kind of disgusted and kind of annoyed, I guess, and then the other one where she is grinning, which I think is very appropriate again for the set. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent minifigure. I love how they incorporated the manure stains on her torso, but again, I would have loved to see another minifigure. But now let's move on to the actual set. So here we go, guys. This is what you get for $50. A manure pile, a Jurassic Park little vehicle build, and then a Triceratops. The first thing we'll be looking at is the Triceratops. I really like the print on the body of the Triceratops. You do have some studs on the top, so if you want to slap a minifigure up there, you can. The legs do move around and they kind of like click into place, which is nice, so you can put them on like some studded plates or something like that. And then looking at the head, of course, it does have the two horns, which I think is nice, and it can move up and down and stuff like that, you know, turn side to side, which I think is pretty cool. Just look at him there. He looks pretty tough, and I love this. I thought it was a nice inclusion into the set. Obviously, it is Jurassic Park, so I'm not surprised they threw this in here. But now, moving on to the manure pile, we'll save the vehicle for last. It's pretty interesting, honestly. I'm surprised Lego threw a pile of poop in here. You do have the brown frog on top, which I thought was pretty interesting. And it's a really small build, but I thought it was very neat and interesting to throw that in there. So, you know, obviously you can just put it underneath the Triceratops, and there you go. You can recreate the iconic scene. Now, what the interesting part about this is, if you just pull this up, you do have some like cherries in there or whatever. I can take that out and show you guys. I do not remember what they actually got in the scene. I remember like the scene in the movie, they were digging around in the manure, but I do not remember what they pulled out. So it was pretty interesting, though. They did put something in there. You can easily just slide that back in there, and it, you know, it fits back in there, which I think is pretty nice. Looking at the actual vehicle itself, we've had this type of vehicle before in other sets, such as like the diorama set, I think came out in like 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pretty nice. You do get some stickers in the set. So these three pieces are stickers, the Jurassic Park, the logo, and then the number 4 on the car. These wheels, I really like the wheels and the design of them. Of course, you can see that, and you can move your vehicle around and stuff like that. Looking at the back, you do have some more sticker pieces. Try to focus that for you guys. It does say Ford Explorer, which I think is super cool. Obviously, Lego in their Speed Champions, you know, they have the rights to put Ford Explorer on there, which is super cool. And then, of course, you do see the number 4 car, which I think is pretty nice, and it obviously obviously is the license plate and stuff like that. Moving around the side, you do have some more stickers along the side and the nice hubcaps on the wheels. Looking at the front of the vehicle, it looks pretty nice. It just kind of looks like a Ford Explorer, you know, off-roading and stuff like that. These can flip up if you want to have them flip up, but obviously that is not how it's supposed to be. Moving to the top of the car, you do have some clear and translucent pieces, which I think is pretty nice. And the cool thing about this car is you can actually remove the top of the car, so you can just put this part aside and you can have a nice interior. You do have some extra storage space in the back, so if you want to throw like Dr. Ian Malcolm's shovel in the back, you can easily do that or something like that. You do have 4 studs, so that means you can fit 4 minifigures in here, which is pretty nice. You do have the steering wheel in the front, and then you do have a nice sticker piece up there, which is the island of Isla Nubla. That is obviously the island that they are on, which I think is pretty cool. Looking at the front of the hood, you do have another sticker piece with obviously the red Jurassic Park line, and then you have the Jurassic Park logo right in the middle. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent set. Is it worth $50? Obviously not. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you guys can get this if you want to, but I would love to see this set maybe around like $35 or $40 with like an extra minifigure or 2 thrown in here. I just think it's pretty basic for $50. Again, I would have loved to see just a little bit more stuff thrown in here, but I thought the manure pile was pretty funny to throw in here, and I think that was a nice inclusion and a nice touch. The minifigures are decent, as we just talked about, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. I had a fun time putting it together. If you guys are new to the channel or you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. You would help out the channel big time, and honestly, you would make my day. Also, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. Again, I'd really appreciate it, and you would help out the video big time. I know I say that a lot, guys, but it really would mean a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review, and I'll see you in the next one.